Hey co-stars, welcome to another Generation Films video. My name is British Ben and I've been meaning to do this video for a while. You see, there is still a ship from Stargate that I have not done a breakdown of, and that is the Destiny from Stargate Universe. You know, that show that features Robert Carlyle, who played the unlikely male stripper from the classic British comedy The Full Monty. Well, in Stargate he does keep his clothes on, but anyway. Stargate Universe focuses on the Destiny. It is a huge ancient starship that a Towery expedition in 2009 find themselves on after they escape from the Icarus base when it comes under attack by the Lucian Alliance. So this is 10 features of the Destiny in Stargate Universe. Number 1. Origins. The Destiny is very, very old. It was a ship launched by the ancients in order to explore the universe, and it preceded city ships such as Atlantis. Now, there is some confusion as to the precise age of the ship between the show, a comic book, and statements by executive producer Joe Malozzi. Now, in the show, they initially say that it's hundreds of thousands of years old.
Launched hundreds of thousands of years ago.
Then in the comic book, Stargate Universe Back to Destiny 2, we see a flashback of the ship being launched from Earth 1,000,000 years ago. But executive producer Joe Malozzi said in his blog that the 60 million year figure is correct, and thus it predates all of the Stargates in the Milky Way galaxy. This ship would have been launched by an automated system and would begin its journey alone until it would be joined by a crew later on. In fact, seed ships were sent out even earlier than the Destiny to seed planets with stargates and transmit information back to the Destiny, and then the ship, once the crew arrived, would be able to explore these planets. Only problem is, the ancients got a little sidetracked with other things like, Ascension, and completely forgot about the Destiny. Number 2. Size. Now, the Destiny was a big ship with a length of 2,450 feet or 747 meters and a width of 1,700 feet or 518 meters. So if it hovered over Central Park in New York City, it would almost stretch from one side to the other. Here it is flying over the New York City skyline, and here it is over London. And in case you're wondering, yes, it is longer than the Enterprise in Star Trek, because length really matters. Robert Carlyle knows all about that. And because this was a ship where people would live for a long period of time, there were a lot of onboard facilities, such as an observation deck, a biodome for growing crops, an interface chair that allowed those possessing the ancient gene to directly control the ship, and then of course the main bridge. Number 3. Power plant. Now, Al Gore, AOC, and Elon Musk would love the Destiny because it was solar powered. No polluting nuclear reactors or diesel generators here. The ship could literally enter the photosphere of a star where it would deploy ram scoops that would collect stellar matter. When the ship was connected to the star recharging, it in theory had unlimited power. Now, the IOA decided to utilize this theoretical unlimited power and dial Earth while the ship was connected to a star to see if that much power would power the Stargate to dial all the way back to the Milky Way galaxy. 2 attempts failed. You see, the Destiny was like an old iPhone. The battery just doesn't store as much juice as it once did. In fact, the Destiny could only store about 40% of the amount of power it could store when it was driven off the showroom floor brand new, and thus it could not dial a 9 chevron Stargate address. In addition to this limitation, there were other limitations as well. You see, the Destiny could collect stellar matter from most stars, like our one, the Sun. But there were some stars that were just too hot, like blue giants. The ship could recharge there, but it would put great drain on the shields. The internal temperature would heat up so much that everyone had to wear special suits, and the ship would sustain damage. But they needed all that power for our 4th feature. Number 4. Faster than light drive. The Destiny featured 15 faster than light or FTL drive units. It originally had 16, but one was removed after damage. Now, this wasn't a hyperdrive where you could enter a hyperspace dimension and thus travel through objects. It was actually more of a conventional drive that was just very, very fast. And since the ship was constructed at Earth probably 60 million years ago, since it embarked on its journey, it had traveled across many galaxies and was billions of light years away from Earth. And while the Destiny is traveling faster than light, it is protected by a shield, and this is our next feature. Number 5. Shields. The Destiny has a yellow energy shield that can be seen in battle when the ship is attacked. The same shield would protect the ship when it was traveling faster than light and could even extend around other vessels that were docked with the Destiny, such as seed ships that could dock on the underside of the bow. As we already know, these same shields would protect the ship when it entered the protosphere of a star, and the shields could also be used to seal hull breaches in damaged areas. But if you got shields, you gotta have our next feature on the list. Number 6. Weapons. The Destiny didn't use the same ancient drone weapons that you see on Atlantis or the ancient weapons platform in Antarctica, but instead it shot pulse energy weapons from turrets. These weapons were effective against fighter attacks. In addition, the Destiny had larger energy cannons on the underside of the hull that it could use against motherships. However, all these weapons drew power from the shield, so it was kind of like trading defense for offense. So on some occasions, the decision was made not to fire the weapons in order to preserve shield power as the best way of making it through an alien attack. Number 7. Signature maneuvers. One of the Destiny's signature maneuvers was aerobraking. It could use the atmosphere of a planet to slow itself down. Here you can see the Destiny entering the atmosphere of a gas giant to slow down and change its trajectory with minimal power usage as it enters a solar system. This then put the Destiny on a collision course with a star in that system. But this was no accident. The whole maneuver was actually carried out by the ship itself because it intended to refuel inside that star. And this was all done by the powerful AI that the ship possessed. And that is our next feature. Number 8. Destiny AI. The Destiny AI was a powerful autopilot system like we've just seen, but it also had the ability to analyze the crew and determine their needs, and it would then arrange to stop at certain planets on the way so they could acquire the appropriate nutrition needed. The AI also had the ability to influence the crew's thoughts so as to make them make the right decisions. This could come in the appearance of a hallucination when a crew member might interact with the ship's AI via a vision of someone they know. Number 9. Ancient Shuttle. The Destiny possessed 2 shuttlecraft which were docked on the outside of the ship, but only one of them was operational. These shuttles were maneuverable craft that possessed shields and energy weapons and could hold their own in a fight. The shuttles were supposedly 26 meters long and 8 meters tall. That puts it at over twice the length of a London double-decker bus and almost twice the height. Executive producer Joseph Malozzi wrote in his blog that he thought that was a little bit too much, and what you see on screen actually feels just a little bit smaller than that. But these shuttles were spacious inside with room for 17 people, 5 crew, and 12 passengers. And they were actually docked on the outside of the ship, held in place with clamps. But the shuttles weren't the only way on or off the Destiny, and that brings us to our 10th and final feature. Number 10. Onboard Stargate. Yes, the Destiny did have a Stargate on board the ship, and this is how the crew get onto the ship in the first place. It is believed to be a prototype gate that predates all of the other gates in the Milky Way and Pegasus galaxies. It's over 50 million years old. It was the only known Stargate to have a 9 chevron address. That means it could be accessed from anywhere in the universe. When a 9 chevron address is dialed, the Destiny will automatically drop out of faster than light travel for the gate to activate. All right, guys, that's the video for today. Now, if you want to do what we do, talk about fictional spaceships or any other topic for that matter on YouTube and make money doing it, we've just released a course on how we built 9 YouTube channels with over 2 million subscribers. So if you're an aspiring YouTuber, as a free preview of this course, just click below and check out our Go Viral Masterclass. Trust me guys, you won't regret it. All links below. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.